Hi guys, and welcome back to Howzat podcast, where we'll be previewing the fourth England versus India Test match from Ahmedabad. It's been a thrilling series so far, and it'll be reaching a climax starting tomorrow.
If India can somehow avoid defeat against England in this fourth Test match, they'll qualify for the World Test Championships. But if England can claw their way to victory over India, that means Australia will qualify as they need a 2-all series draw.
Yeah, so in the third Test match, we saw a lot of turn on the pitch in Ahmedabad with the pink ball, and I'm expecting a little bit of the same, but it will be daytime tests with a red ball, so it could be changed up this time.
Yeah, this is going to be the first match day. It's just a normal Test match. I think they're using a different pitch though this time, so it depends. It could be different, but I don't think it'll be far from what it was like as a turning wicket. I think both teams are going to look for more spinners this time in their team, especially England, who might go for Dom Bess this time as well. And instead, I think Bumrah's gone out of this match because he's going to get married. So they're going to have to bring a replacement for him. I wonder who that's going to be, though.
England made a crucial mistake in the last match, only picking one specialist spinner, and had to rely very heavily on Joe Root, to his credit, who performed very well. But they will definitely try to bring in another spinner into this team.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's going to be a weird Test match. Both sides will be looking, I think England especially, will be looking at tactics, see where India were weak in this match, in their previous match, and look to attack in those places.
Yeah, England need their batting order really need to rise up now. They have been disappointing of late. It's just been Joe Root really as a one-man team trying to win matches for England, but their whole batting order will have to step up this last match.
Yeah, they seriously need to do something because like last match, the England's first innings, I think Dom Sibley, Johnny Bairstow, um, let's see, yeah, it was they both got out for Dock and the middle order was just so weak. No one scored any runs out. It's just the same story with I'm gonna bring this back to RCB, but they're relying too heavily on that Joe Root, Ben Stokes, like an RCB, they rely on Virat Kohli, ABD. It's like this, but they need to find that combination that gives a strong balance to the team.
Yeah, they just need stability at the batting order, and we saw that in the last couple of matches. India have been able to bat deep, but England have been playing Jofra Archer at number 8, which just shows everything you need to know about the depth of their batting order. They definitely need to employ a better batsman this match.
Yeah, for sure. Now I think they're gonna have to get rid of one pace bowler is gonna have to go because they're gonna need to bring Dom Bess in, and now that's depending on whether they take out Stuart Broad or Jimmy Anderson. Put in another spinner, Dom Bess there because they're for sure they have to keep. Because England haven't come into this series with too many spinners, and Moeen Ali, who's gone home now, he was a very good option because he's a good batsman as well. But now they're only relying on Jack Leach, who's their only spinner last game, and Dom Bess now, who's probably going to come in for this Test match.
Yeah, that's probably how this is going to go. And should we take a look at the predicted 11s for both teams now?
Yeah, okay. Let's start off with India. So first, obviously, we're going to go Rohit Sharma and Shubham Gill to open the batting as usual because I don't think there's any problems there.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no problems whatsoever with the opening. Throughout this whole series, really, Rohit Sharma has been very good at the top of the order, and Gill has played some good innings as well.
Yeah, I think 3 Cheshire Pujara. I know he has to be there, but he's been quiet this series, very quiet. He needs to perform. I think this Test match will be good for him. Maybe looking at a century this one.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Pujara's always been very solid at his number 3 position, and yeah, we'll just be looking to bat long and stay in there. That's what Pujara's known for. He's really good at staying in the middle, and hopefully he can put up a big score.
Yeah. Virat Kohli, number 4, captain as well. We're just still waiting on that big man to get his 71st century. He got it. He passes 100 million followers on Instagram, so hopefully he can celebrate that with a big century.
Yeah, obviously people are expecting a lot of Kohli, and he's been unbelievably consistent, but he just needs to get that conversion rate from 50s up to 100s.
Okay, yeah. Ajinkya Rahane, he's also been very quiet. Him and Pujara are 2 people that I think are going to shine this Test match. Ajinkya Rahane did really well in the Australia series, leading the team, basically a B team, not their main team. So I think it's weird from him going from captaining a team in Australia to being under Kohli's leadership, but I think he's very done well for himself. So all he needs to do is just score that big those big runs now.
Mm-hmm.
Rishabh
Yeah,
Pant at
Rishabh
number
Pant, this
6.
is never. Um, yeah, and there was doubts about him keeping in this match, especially because of the turning wickets. But he's shown that he can do it. And batting wise, he's just been really good. I love watching Rishabh Pant bat. He's exciting. He's fun to watch, and he really does revitalise Test cricket. And hopefully, he brings more people to watch it. I would assume. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
it'll be
really
nice to see how he gets on this pitch as well.
Yeah, I think he's really improved his wicket keeping skills from the Australia series, and now he's just such an innovative batsman. He You don't see players like that in Test cricket. It's so strange seeing someone like Pujara who's such a technical blocker. All he does is block, block, block in Test, and you get someone like Rishabh Pant who's always looking to score and attack off the bowlers.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Gurinder Sehwag. He can just effortlessly hit the ball over the boundary.
Okay, number 7, obviously Ravichandran Ashwin took his 400th wicket last Test match, and also we can't forget about that century he got. Yeah, so no surprise there.
Yeah, that was in the second match. Yeah. No, yeah, Ashwin's had an amazing series, and hopefully he'll continue that as well. And sorry, I talked on there. Akshar Patel, number 8. He has blown up since his debut in Test cricket. 3 fifers in as many matches, and obviously he's coming into this one with 3
Yeah,
fifers.
what a pick he's been for the Indian team. Really, like he's just tore through that England lineup. They don't know how to play him. I wonder. Hopefully, he gets his how many fourth fiver in a row? I don't know. It'll be serious if he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right, number 9, Washington Sunder. I don't think there's no changes so far. I don't think India are going to look to change their team too much, except for Bumrah.
Yeah, no, Washington Sunder. He's shown he's a solid batsman. A couple of good innings in Australia and in the first Test in England. And he's also an extra bowling option when it's needed. So yeah, he's a no-brainer as well, I think.
Yeah. Number 10, Ishant Sharma. We got to keep that one pacer in there. I think Ishant Sharma did for how much he bowled. I think he performed really well, getting Dom Sibley off for a duck. Yeah, so for sure they got to keep one pacer in there, and that's going to be Ishant Sharma. Finally, I'm not sure about number 11 because they could have go for a spinner, Kuldeep Yadav, but I don't know how he's not performed too well, and like you can't rely on him. And Siraj, you can't. He's one bowler that really shown himself since he's started playing Test cricket. So I'm not sure whether they're going to go for the second pace option or not. What do you think on that, Arnav?
Yeah, that was a weird one. Boomer being dropped obviously means there's an extra door for someone else to come into. And I think it'll be up to Kohli to see what the pitch is like, whether he opts for an extra spinner or just decides for another pacer in Siraj. Personally, I'd go with Siraj just to keep the bowling order balanced, especially because we already have 3 spinners in the team. But either would be good here, and I wouldn't mind.
And also,
it's either or.
Also, both teams haven't played. This is their second match on this wicket, and they've never played a day match on this. It's a different wicket as well, so they don't know how it's going to play.
Right.
So I would be safe and take the second pacer as well, than rather taking, how many is that? 1, 2, 4 spinners. That if it goes wrong, that's crucial.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we move on to England's playing 11. Dom Sibley to open. I think they don't have any other openers who could fill that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think England have gone into this series expecting to have to rotate their squad so much, and I don't think they've really brought the best squad. Maybe they could look for more openers and more spin bowlers, but to be fair to them, they didn't know this pitch was going to play like this.
I think the loss of Moeen Ali for them has been absolutely crushing. We saw in the last match how important the spinners were, and having Moeen as an extra bowling option plus someone who can bat would have been just huge for them and could have even changed the match.
Also Joss Butler, who's gone home as well. Yeah. He's a class wicket keeper, a class batsman. So I think Ben Foakes has had to replace him, and he's obviously not very experienced and hasn't played much on the pitch.
To be fair to him,
okay, number 2.
Rory Burns. So based on Barrister's previous performances, I think it's quite obvious that he's going to be left out in this match. You'd hope to see him left out because he just hasn't been performing the way people expect him to.
Yeah, you can't give him a third chance after getting 2 ducks in his 2 innings. Like, you have to bring someone else, someone who's played other teams as well. Rory Burns is quite a good Test player, but as well he's weird. I don't know how he's going to find it in this pitch, but we're going to have to get rid of Johnny Bairstow for this. And then and Zach Crawley at number 3.
Yeah, Zach Crawley was one of the only ones who batted well on the pitch last match. I think he's probably someone that England will look to score runs, and he needs to perform basically as well in this match.
Yeah, number 4, obviously Joe Root is going to be the captain as well. No brainer there. Joe Root performed so well last match, taking his 5-for. You wouldn't expect a part-time bowler to take a 5-for, but that pitch, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think coming into this game, they'll be expecting more from him as a bowler than a batsman on this pitch. But you never know. We need to see what it's like with the red ball in the daytime.
He'll also be, fans will be expecting him to perform because after that first innings, he's had such high expectations that from now he hasn't really scored as many runs as we'd be hoping to, but hopefully, well, obviously I don't want England to win, but I think he's due for a big innings as well.
Yeah.
Ben Stokes, number 5.
Yeah, Ben Stokes is one of those players you can never leave out of any team ever. He's one of those players who has an X factor, who can win you games from losing positions. Obviously, we saw that in Headingley, the World Cup final in 2019. And they'll be expecting big things from him as well, not as a bowler, but definitely as just a middle order batsman here.
Yeah, he's such a destructive and dangerous batsman. You can never say the game's over unless he's out. You've seen what happened at the Ashes against Australia. Him and Jack Leach. Do you remember that innings?
Yeah, Headingley was just amazing. I remember watching that at home. It was crazy to see that match. Ben Stokes played an amazing innings, batted wonderfully. And England will be expecting a lot of him here as well.
Number 6, I think, gonna keep Ollie Pope in there. He hasn't performed too well this match, but him, to be fair to him, that point he's always in the silly point. Him there, he's so good in that position. He's probably the best from both teams in that position. He's brave enough to go in there for the whole day's play, and he's also, I wouldn't say he's batted badly, but he needs to get a big score here.
Yeah, he's probably batting lower in the order than he'd like. Ollie Pope, he's obviously very young, quite inexperienced, but he's shown everyone how talented he is, and he will probably be quite a big thing in coming years.
Yeah,
and probably people will be expecting a lot of him, and I expect to see a lot of him as well. He is a very, very talented batsman.
Ben Foakes, number 7, you got to keep him in because don't have another wicket keeper. That's as well. It's not very ideal losing Jos Buttler. I think it was second match he went. Yeah, so you got to keep Ben Foakes in there. I don't like Ben Foakes.
Yeah, well, that's probably quite an unpopular opinion. I think Ben Foakes has been able to hold his own. He's brilliant behind the stumps, and he has shown in the last couple of Test matches behind the stumps he is a quality keeper. Batting wise,
yeah, he's really
should bring a bit more to the table, but he can play spin well, and he was one of the more solid ones last match.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of tweets about his fast hands behind the stumps, which is something you always look for in a keeper. So yeah, I think he's really shown himself as on the keeper side of things. But batting, he really needs to get a big score here. Most batsmen are due a big score in the England team, but it's just who's going to perform on the day. Okay, so number 8 for sure. I think we got to bring in Bess.
Yeah, England needed another spinner in the last match. Going in with one specialist spinner and then a part-timer in Root, that might not have paid off. They're lucky it did. I think if Root is, you could say, he's a quality bowler, and he did bowl really, really well in the last match. But they will need someone like Bess, who is more used to bowling and more experienced as a bowler, to try and come in and take wickets.
Yeah, you can't rely on a part-time bowler to take another 5-for, can you? You have to have 2 specialist bowlers, and Dom Bess and Jack Leach now because Jack Leach might be a bit rusty, though he hasn't played much this series, so it'll be interesting to see how much turn he's going to get in the pitch, but I'm excited for how much for Ravichandran Ashwin he's going to get serious turn.
Yeah, the spinners are obviously going to probably be the focus of this match again. And hopefully we see as much turn. This is probably quite an unpopular opinion, but I love the way the pitch behaved in the last match. I think it's entertaining to see that kind of bowling. And well, the batting was probably not as good as it should have been. 21 out of 30 wickets getting out the straight balls. But
I've also found it really. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see how the batsmen adapt, and they'll probably have a lot of takeaways from the last match, and we'll see how they come at it this time tomorrow.
Yeah, I find it really annoying that so many people have given so much hate to this pitch, even though neither teams, and they've said it's always in India's favour, they knew it was going to be like this, but it's a brand new pitch. Neither teams have played on this before, so you can't get mad and say that it was designed to benefit or to support India's 11 because both teams they don't know what this pitch plays like. It was just India was better on the day.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the advantage was against India batting fourth on a pitch like that. They just managed to restrict England to really low score in the second innings and cleaned up with aplomb.
Yeah, Cully really needs to start winning tosses, otherwise
Yeah,
this won't be too good. Right, number 9, Jofra Archer. You got to keep him in there. He's a quality test bowler. He's taken serious wickets. He's bowled. He hasn't bowled, I think, as well as he could have this series, but again, the pitch you can't rely on.
Really
But
been favouring the spinners.
okay, number 10, Jack Leach, obviously. Jack Leach, I think maybe could come up that batting order a bit though. As a tail ender, he's probably one of the better ones. Because he's able to block out, and he's also able to score some runs off the spinners. It's not like he's a bummer or something who can barely bat.
Yeah, he's someone who can hang in there. He knows how to bat. He knows how to stay in, and he can score runs when it's needed as well. Yeah, he could probably come in even up to like above Jofra Archer, I'd say. He's a good bowler. He's a good bowler and a good batsman as well. And
Yeah.
I think England will be expecting wickets from him as well in this match. He will probably be one of the game changers.
One thing I really think India need to improve on is their tail end batsmen. I think they don't get enough time in the nets. It's more focused on like sort of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, all of them. So because if you look at England and Australia's side, in Australia you get Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Nathan Lyon. They can all bat. Here you get Jofra Archer, Dom Best, Jack Leach. They can all bat. But in India it just stops after. To be fair, in this series, they have taken quite a long batting order, which I'm happy with because Washington's under at 9, who who've seen as a quality batsman. But in previous series, after maybe 8, the batting just stops. You can't rely on them to score any more runs.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there. But lately they have been batting quite deep. Obviously, having Washington Sunder at 9 just shows how good their batting is. And the only weak batsmen in this squad are probably Ishant Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
But I don't expect it to go that far. The pitch probably won't be as bad as it was in the last match. Hopefully the red ball will make it a little bit more balanced. So I think either team are definitely in with a chance here.
And
the toss will
finally,
probably have a big part to play.
Finally, Jimmy Anderson, big Jimmy. Can't leave him out. He's got to be in that side for sure. Because if he clicks, then it's dangerous for the other team. It's hard to play him. He's such a good bowler, and you got to keep him in that team. I think I much rather him over Stuart Broad for sure. But also looking at England's side, they have Chris Wokes, Ollie Stone, and Mark Wood, who I'm surprised they haven't tried at all this series. They've sort of stuck to the same 11, which we don't know yet. We're contemplating whether to choose another one.
Yeah, Ollie Stone's got a couple of games, I think. He didn't bowl as well as he could have. Jimmy Anderson's one of those people he's been around for a long time, and that's just because he's run the show for so long. He's quality, and he's probably going to be around for another 2 or 3, maybe 4 years. He's a really good bowler, and I don't see anyone dropping him anytime soon.
Okay, guys, that's our predicted 11s. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah, leave a comment on the video as to who you think will win, and as always, leave us suggestions on how we'll get better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.